Alright, and we're live. And my mic is on. Okay. Before anybody gets here, let me just run down what's happened for the YouTubers or whatever. God. Okay, last time I streamed, I think I was busily putting together the opening area so that I could show the game to Seth, which I did. If you recall, the opening area, I think what I was doing was I was painting this. I did change some of the color scheme around a little bit. Like I've been working with the post process. I've been trying to pop the yellows in the scene a bit more. If you recall, I added something that paints that I still need to really dig into a bit more, but that kind of like level transition painting effect was what I was working on. I took this to Seth, I had a couple people playtest the game at Boston Indies. It went pretty well, actually. I got some really good feedback. It was pretty well received. I mean, it's hard to know with these kinds of things, but I definitely trust Seth's feedback a lot, and he's very talented, and I don't think he would bullshit me. So, and he asked a lot of really good questions and stuff. So that, on the whole, was a really positive experience. After that, I reworked some of the level fragments later on a bit. I reworked the colors in the opening area a bit. The next big thing I have coming up is I'm packaging a build tomorrow to send to an audio guy, a friend of mine, who's gonna try to do a quick, like, here's what I would do if I was your audio guy kind of pass. So in order to get ready for that, I wanted to make it, I wanted a couple of things to be a little more clear. For example, the accordion didn't look like an accordion, so I've been picking at that a bit. Like, what do I want her final form to be? What do I want her to look like? And I'm still in the process of doing that today. That's kind of where I left off last night. What else? I feel like there's more things. I fixed a lot of random bugs, in general, like quality of life stuff, so that the game plays a bit better. But yeah, today I want to focus on her, I think, at least to start with. Ideally, we can get her to look and feel cool and almost like something polished-ish. Good enough for now kind of thing. Which I think she's pretty close. I sort of like the shapes I got going on here. Hey, Yerk's group. Welcome to the chat, man. Yeah, happy weekend is not a thing as far as I know, but I'm for it. In America, we've had a couple days off because it's been Thanksgiving. What do I want to do here? She went through a lot of iteration. It took a long time just to get to this. I wonder if I still have the other ones. So things I want to fix. I want to figure out how these two elements fit together. I just added the strings, like these wires, these tension wires late last night, and I kind of like that idea. I want to push on that a bit more. I think I want to add buttons back here so it feels more like an accordion. Yeah, okay. Okay. I needed to add some kind of element that would take up the entirety of a box, because as you can imagine, it was really easy to lose track of the grid. I need something to visually indicate to the player this is the length of a grid. So that silver piece is actually very important. In general, it's important that you kind of like feel that you sort of have a sense of the grid at all times. Yeah. I know nothing about an accordion. I don't know what this other side does. It's clearly important. Hey, Sniper Echo, I'm doing pretty good, man. Life is pretty good. A nice break from work and stuff. Eat an ungodly amount of pie. Today to start off with right now, I've decided to try to make the accordion a little bit more real and look like an accordion. This is for two reasons. I'm sending this off to an audio guy, so some of the instruments need to actually look like what they are a bit. So he can have an actual decent shot of doing this right. So I wanted to, if possible, get the accordion to look more like an accordion, and if possible, get the drummer, like completely redo this guy to be a drum. I don't know if I'll get to that, but I'm gonna package up a build tomorrow. Yeah, I figure like your audio person probably wants to see the instruments. Because I know what I wanted it to be in my head. How long have I been broadcasting this morning? It's only been 10 minutes. I started this last night. I forget how abstract I want this to be. I feel like I should put on some kind of YouTube video explaining accordions. Like, if I wasn't streaming, that's what I would be doing right now. I'd just be listening to somebody talk about it. Because, like, I don't know what this is. Would that be weird? Or would you guys hate that? Why is it sometimes trapezoid and sometimes not? Maybe it doesn't matter? Alright, let's Google it. Accordion parts. This is the weirdest fucking instrument, man. Like, this is up there for weird.
It's just an octave lower. And if I have this one in the middle, we're going to get both of them. Kind of a rich tone here. Okay, so these are, the keyboard reed bank selector switches. On the other side, you have what are called the bass notes. And accordions are often named depending on how many of these they have. And so I'm not going to sit here and count these right now, but an accordion might be called an 80 bass instrument or a 120 bass instrument. And it just has to do with how many of these buttons there are, okay? And this may look kind of confusing right now. We'll learn how to navigate through these buttons. But similarly, some accordions will also have bass bank selector switches. That's what these are here. So, if I have, one of them pressed, I kind of have a really kind of rich, deep sound. Let me select the other one, and there's now even a lower sound in there, if you can hear that really low bass sound. Whereas this one is still a rich kind of a bass sound, but is missing those really low frequencies. Okay, so we have the treble side, keyboard side, the bass side, bass buttons. An accordion will have a certain number of buttons and will often get their name like that. Reed bank selector switches. So those are the left and right sides of the accordion.
Jesus. That's too many buttons. That's an absurd number of buttons. How many buttons do I want? We could make the game like, as you progress, you get more buttons, like leveling up. Microtrans for more buttons. The buttons do nothing. Accordions aren't that common. I think they're really common in France. It's a very French instrument. I don't know why I think that, but for some reason I'm like pretty certain of it. I must have heard that somewhere, like on Reddit or some shit. Which doesn't mean it's true. Now I'm gonna Google it. Hold on. Accordions popular in France? Well, here's a selection of French accordion songs, so maybe I'm right. Hey, Blade, good morning. Sniper, where do you live where they're common? In pubs? They have accordions in pubs? That's crazy. What a weird instrument. I don't know why that blows my mind, but it really does. Like a bar? A piano is like such a classic, beautiful instrument. And the accordion is such a like a version of a piano-ish, right? Maybe I'm thinking of this wrong. Ireland. That's cool. Man. In Ireland, it's like Thanksgiving every day. Everything is like potatoes and vegetables and meat. I love Irish food. We have a huge Irish community in Boston. I don't know why I got excited. We do some accordions in the folksy occasion in Sweden. Sorry. I am having difficulty parsing the sentence. We do got some accordions in folksy occasion here in Sweden. But it's not much of a common sight. What is a folksy occasion? Like you all go down to the barn and like dance? I don't know. We don't have folksy occasions. Other than like actual folk music, which is super fake if you live in an urban area. I think the honest to God folksiest thing in America would be like a high school homecoming in a rural neighborhood or something like that. Where I live is so modern now. Let's just see what this looks like. And there's a midsummer. Is this like a festival? People go around a massive flower pole. It's pretty intense. Oh man, that sounds awesome. Dude, I want to go to a midsummer. I'm trying to think of what we have. We have like county fairs. I remember that when I was a kid out in the country. Well, not in the country. I never really lived in the country. But like back when I was in a small town. Those were super dangerous because basically people would come in from wherever and they would just slapdash set up all these rides and things, and they were incredibly dangerous because they were basically set up within like 24 hours by a bunch of carnies that are just, you know, drifters that are unaccountable. But it was great. You'd show up and you'd eat fried dough and play on these rickety old rides that could kill you at any time. I think that's the closest thing I can think of. The county fair. Oh no, not what I wanted. Oh, so it's exactly what it is. Okay, so it's like a county fair. I get it. We have the same things everywhere. This is gonna sound terrible, but when I was a kid, this is embarrassing to even admit. So we don't have anything that you would call gypsies in America, right? But I'd hear about them on TV. The same way you hear about like fairies and elves and things. So I always thought they were some make believe thing when I was a kid. I didn't think like that was the actual term for like a people. I had no idea because we just don't use that term in America. Yeah. Ew, gross. Potatoes and candy floss. Hmm. Sweden, Ireland. That sounds fun. I need to do is make a successful game so I have a reason to fly around and, like, talk about it and stuff. Then I can justify jitting around the world. I don't like how that's looking. Oh, right now it's really simple. There's just 2 bones. And the way the system works right now, for any time I extend a limb, I'm just, oh god, this is actually hard to explain. So, when I extend a limb over 0.2 seconds, I'm moving the body where it needs to move to, and I'm extending the limb from 0 to its max extent. Just over 0.2 seconds. And as I do that, like, see, debug, grid world. So, I guess this isn't going to update in real time, but, like, basically these cubes are just extending, right? These cubes are what's really going on under the hood. That's like my BS collision system that I wrote. Art-wise, all I'm doing is I'm saying what is the current max extent of the limb, set the bone, the extremity bone, the far bone, to be that number. Like, it's stupidly simple. And all I'm doing is the accordion is skinned between those 2 bones. That's why, like, it's literally 2 bones that it's skinned between. Yeah, so there is no animation in this game at all yet. For the appendage, let me find the blueprint. I mean, there's dynamics to make it so that the pedals jitter when you move and that sort of thing. There was some stuff I was playing with before that's just totally gone now. But mesh space. Where do I actually set it? This is what points the pedals at the ground. I did a bunch of weird shit for the pedals. Oh, it's at the very top. Okay, so at the very top of the tree, all this does is what is the location I'm supposed to be at? Modify the bone to be there. And I'm literally just ignore the fact that there's a bunch of extra bones in here. There's really just 2 bones. The others aren't skinned to anything. They were there for experiments. But I literally just set the location of the bone in parent space So all I really have to do is change the Z for how far it is. Yeah, no problem. That will get more complicated. I have dreams about doing a lot with animation, but the actual making of the game is taking a lot longer than I would have liked. What was I just about to do? Hey Daggers, what's up, man? Good morning. It's a sleepy Saturday. I usually start by saying what time it is. It's now 9:30 a.m. on a Saturday. I don't got my shit together today. I mean, this is probably not like correct engineering, but it looks plausible, right? I could imagine that working. Pushing out, pulling the strings to stabilize it, right? Twitch integration in your Discord bot. Wow. That's some next level shit. The thing I'm working on today is I'm working on the accordion for right now. Just trying to figure out what I want it to look like before I set it aside. I mean, I think I've reached a point where it looks like an accordion. It looks, I think, I like that the accordion is bigger. I'll show you where it was. I got stuck for a while last night. And it just looked like, she looked like some kind of crazy alien, and it didn't look like an accordion. It's not, at least, it looks more like an accordion. I like the strings. I think that adds something. I still feel like she's wearing a jetpack sometimes. I have some ideas there. Let me finish up figuring out what I want to do for the strings here. I'll put that to bed for a bit. Like, how the accordion meets her back isn't really a solved problem. Which is maybe okay. I can leave that for now. This string can't just be chilling in nowhere land. Down here. Thanks, Daggers. This is gonna be something I noodle with forever. As always. Like everything else. Which one's the top? do need to figure out how I'm going to fix that too before I put this to bed. Alright, a couple more things. Hey David, what's up, man? Thanks, Daggers. You're sweet. What else is I gonna do? Hey, Javix. Life is good. Right. Crap. There we go. Huh. Too much silver. Too much. Oh, hey, Tango. Sorry, I didn't notice you came in. What we're up to today is an Hey Tap Crush. To start off with... I am messing with the accordion, which I was just about to look at again. So, way too much silver. I'm gonna tone that way back. I was thinking about adding a little nook here. Like maybe I'll turn these arms from being cylinders into being cubes or diamonds that push out, and then this nook will kind of like click in. Thanks, Tango. I appreciate it. I don't know why I keep thinking she looks like an astronaut. I think it's because these are like vaguely rocket shaped or something. I need the sides to be substantial enough that it makes sense when she stands up on them, especially if she's holding someone else up. So they have to look substantial, but they also have to look like they could be... if something lands on the arm from the side, it breaks the arm off. It kills her. So they have to look weak from the side, but like a strong stand. And then for this limb, I've got to find a way to section out like this is a grid piece, this is a grid piece, so you can kind of feel the grid. That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. And it's just got to make sense, right? Anyway, yeah, so take out a lot of the silver there. See, I just don't like the shape of this. It's just kind of like a shitty shape. Maybe I should nix that whole idea. The arms come out from higher up on her body, like up here. Didn't like the way that looked before when I tried it. Oh, the accordion was always a she. She's wearing a dress. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with dudes wearing a dress. The original concept for the game was two robots that were in love, Gimbal and Euler. But then I was like, it changed a lot. There's still something there, but there's a whole other narrative now. That wasn't the entire concept for the game. That was a part of the game that was whatever. Don't worry about it. There's a stupid narrative in it. I might not actually put the narrative in the game. It might just only be in my mind, but it drives like every decision. Anyway, yeah, she's a she. I hate this shape. Oh, what am I gonna do here? So much better. It was just simple. Hey, Mixed Bet. Let's see. Let's just test what we have. What? What have I done? The rock and roll guitar bad guy? No. No. We're getting rid of him. He doesn't fit. Maybe the next game. I have ideas for how I would do this entire thing using stringed instruments, but I think would actually look really sick. But, like, fucking, I gotta stop completely changing the game at some point here. What the shit happened? Oh, I see what happened. Didn't export right. Some sort of error. Alright. It could be a paid DLC. Yeah, I actually like that. Okay, so it's like this smooth jazz world, and then all of a sudden there's this DLC where this guitarist comes in and just wiles out. Or maybe like the drummer goes on a rampage, meets up with a guitarist, starts doing heroin. I don't know. Wait, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know how that would affect my rating. I have a million ideas for sequels already, and I haven't even gotten close to finishing this game. It's a dangerous situation. There's just so much you could do with this. I want to make stupid grid-based puzzle games till I die. I have too many ideas. Whatever. Tomorrow I'll make a build of the game, and the process of packaging a build will remind me that making video games sucks. That'll bring me right back down to earth. I don't know if I want to stream that. I don't know if you guys want to witness me fixing all the various errors that are blocking a packaged build. Alright, well I do like that it's not all silver all the time anymore. What else do I need? Still haven't solved this arm thing. I hate that. That notch. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. What's the musical instrument equivalent of heroin? That's a good question. Something that would make you rust. Something that would drain your battery. Something that would fill you with spit and phlegm if you're a woodwind. Cleaning. I used to play the saxophone like when I was in elementary school. I fancied myself Lisa Simpson. Those things get gross. You have to really clean them. What do I want to do for this? Because I hate it. I can't stand it. Okay, we're gonna get rid of the notch. We're gonna have to figure out some other solution. It went really well, Afra. I mean, Seth had a lot of feedback. Seth is good because he's like, we worked together at Bioshock Infinite. He worked at Clay for a while. He's just a good all-around designer. I don't know any designers that make puzzle games. Most of my friends from AAA are still in AAA. Ichiro and Eitan are around. I'm gonna save them. I think I'm gonna show the game to Eitan next week, or in a couple weeks. Ichiro already played it once, but like, it's pretty much Chris Lum and Seth. I have two friends in the indie space that make kind of games that are similar to this, and that have like, Seth's feedback was incredible. He's really good. He was, I cut a couple of levels after talking to him. He convinced me to do a bunch of things I already needed to do. And watching I had random people playing the game too, because it was a local event. So I just had I pulled out my laptop and had about, I don't know, like 6 different playtesters play it. I immediately came home and like fixed a bunch of bugs that I knew how to work around, so I've just been ignoring. But like, every time you die, you have to hit undo 3 times. Just shit like that. Having other people play your game really forces you to do a bunch of shit. I'm gonna throw this game a Jonathan blow. I don't know what that means. You mean at? Probably not yet. Probably have to have a game first. Probably have to. Yeah, I don't think you just like ask a famous person to do that. Maybe. Not yet. Not until there's something good. I mean, you need. Right now, all I have are level fragments. Eventually. Okay. So what needs to happen is. Here's the goal. First, you get. So this represents maybe 2/3 of the actual level fragments of the game. So I'm not even done gray boxing the world, which is important. Like, first I want to get a gray box the entire world. So I have, like, an idea of what every puzzle is and the progression through them, right? Then I want to be art complete on a small corner of the world, which I'm playing around with the opening area. I want to get this to a place where it's art complete, where I'm really happy with how it looks. I know exactly what it's going to take to make the entire world look like this. I want to get the transitions looking nicer. I want to fix the lamp to be something I actually want it to be. And I just want to, in general, have the art figured out in one small corner of the world, right? So then you've gone really deep on the art side and you've gone really wide in the design side. And then what I want to do is I want to stitch all those level fragments together into one city. So how this is made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 level fragments. Soon all the fragments will fit together into one big city. And then I'll start arting that up. And those are kind of like the phases of making this game in my mind. But I haven't even hit... I don't think you can call it pre-production until you've at least blocked out the world, right? So I'm still technically in pre-pro until I get that part done. And I don't want to send out keys to random people I don't know until I've... You don't want anybody to... How do I put it? You definitely don't want the press or anybody to really play your game until it's art complete. As weird as it sounds, that's the most important thing for most people. Most people don't like... You definitely... Consumers should never say anything that's not art complete. Like, that's step one. Press will deal with a couple of bugs and will look past certain things, but even they kind of need to see something that's art complete. They can't imagine, like, oh, imagine these level fragments are, stitched together in this way, kind of a thing. Whereas, like, Seth, Chris, they kind of know what I'm going for, and they kind of understand what it's going to be and can picture it. And they can look past that and just be like, this little section sucks, and that sort of thing. I don't know if anything I said there was of value. But basically it's way early, is what I'm trying to get at, I think. The only reason I'm polishing up the characters, I want to get the character art done so I can start thinking about animation, but also the real reason why I switched over to doing that now is so that the accordion looks like an accordion when I package up a build and send this to my audio guy. I know it's early, but I do want to get an audio guy involved. Just so that they have a lot of time to work and iterate, and the person I'm talking to is an old friend from Irrational. So if I can get him on board early, maybe... Generally you can get people cheaper if you can tell them they can work on their own time, there's no heavy deadlines, and if you can convince them the project's cool. So the goal is to do that right now. My old buddy Grover. Why did I lose a wire there? That's weird. A lot of people can't see past the lack of polish. It's hard to get people... I mean, it's easy to blame the person that's playing it, but in reality, you can't expect anybody to read your mind, right? You can look at something and be like, it'll be like this, but better, and in your head you know what you mean, but you sound like an idiot. That's why there's this concept of the beautiful corner. You always take... and make a corner, call it a corner of a game, but like And if you're an environment artist, it might literally be a corner, but you just make the perfect corner and be like, imagine this everywhere. And that way you go wide with your gray box, but you have a beautiful corner, and you're like, no, it'll look like this. And that's also instructive if you're on a large team, because you can be like, that doesn't look enough like this when it comes time to actually polish and make everything look cohesive. Anyway, so yeah, this is the beginning of my beautiful corner. That's why. I did a lot of work with the colors last night, or at some point here. I've ended up with this streaking here by accident, which I actually don't hate. Futzing with the post-proc materials. I had to pull the yellow forward because it kind of wasn't popping. I know there's still a lot to do here. Also, just in the transitions, this I was thinking like maybe it would be stuff from a soundboard. I don't like the idea that they jump up and flip around, as fun as that is. Because this is a very precise game where if you hit anything in the wrong way, your limb breaks off. And that doesn't fit well with them being able to just jump around and stuff. I don't know, we'll see. What was I doing? Right. I hate that notch. Okay. I would make it shorter, but again, this element is really important because it's the only thing that says here is exactly how long a grid is. A lot of things happen, Tango. I'm not going to spoil the story, man. It's beautiful. I can't tell you. You'll have to play. They go on a whole journey together, man. Alright, we're just gonna get rid of this. Just can't take it anymore. What? God damn it, Maya. If you had... Oh, shit. Yeah, I knew there was a way to do it, and I forgot. Thanks, Tango. Alright. If you hold control when you delete. Sick. It's the little things that make me so happy in life. I don't model very much, obviously. I had to, like, stub in a model for a character at work, and it was a... I'm sitting here like, as somebody who knows what they're doing could have done this in half the time easily. Ha. It's better if I take a while. I don't know what I'm going to replace this with. I gotta figure out some way. Alright, how's this gonna work? What am I doing? Just try random shit. Actually, why not? What? There we go. Hey, Yerkes group. Oh god, that was terrible. This is a no pun zone, guys. We've been over this. kind of like that one though. I feel like that should be the name of a level. All accordion to plan. Oh, no. Oh, it's too bad. It's not good. Can't support this. What am I doing? I don't know if this is gonna work. Now I have this bounce when you, after you rotate, there's a variable bounce based on like some parameters. So like if you're rotating onto this limb, you'll see her body doesn't bounce at all. But if you're rotating onto like the petals, like here she doesn't bounce, here she's got a little settle on her body. I need to add that for the accordion. When you spring up, it should bounce a bit. And when you go, maybe only when you go up. It should go like, maybe. I don't know. You know what's more important is getting the silhouettes look right. I think we can do something a little more interesting. I think it's time to play with blend shapes. Oh, I'm out of coffee. It's almost 11. I'm going to switch to soda. I'll be right back. Why not both? Oh, God. Okay. fuck? Actually, before I do this, I should get rid of that phantom edge loop. Oh, sorry, I missed the chat. Hey, Neil, what's up, man? Shit, dude, where are you now? You're in, like, New York, right? Am I crazy? I lost track of everybody from college. Everybody from the film school, at least. I kinda never hung out with that crowd. I was kind of a huge slacker. You're in Western Mass? No shit. Cool. Sweet. You can get a lot more space if you get out away from Boston. Everything's way cheaper. I guess that's the way it is everywhere. Shit, should I make this one mesh? Probably should. I don't make blend shapes very often. Alrighty, so let's see here. Hey May, good morning. Let's even see if this works before I take this too far. File export. Oh, for fuck's sake. Hey mate, it's going pretty well. It's Saturday. Can't complain. Got a whole weekend. Sun is shining. It's finally starting to get cold in Boston, which I guess I can't complain. It is almost December. Oh. Like, where did it go? Bellas. Alright. Let's see what we get here. Will you show me any kind of blend shape situation? Okay, so those didn't import. Oh, for fuck's sake, give me the properties. Intermediary files. Foiled again. What is the trick here? Yes, okay. Alright. Alright, let's... Where's my cursor? What is going on? Okay. I tried to turn on the blend shape in Unreal. Got a little bit pissy about that. It's compiling every shader in this mesh. That's interesting. The shaders are very light, with the exception that, like, we're overusing transparency to a ridiculous degree, which I will probably regret later. Possibly. Damn. Downside is it doesn't look like it's actually working. This is doing nothing. Maybe I just need to save everything. Okay, no, it's still not working. Maybe there's some other reason. It's weird that it's there. Oh, did I not? I think... No, I did re-import. Oh, it's working now. I don't know why, but okay. I'll take it. Sweet. Okay. Okay. Cool. So... let's, figure out how to set this up. Maybe, like... let's see. Piano stand, the bass stand stuff. Let's do something here. Pick up for morph targets. Set morph target. Haha. This one. Set it to... appendage relative location. See, when I call adjust limb length, they say... yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so let's just take a look at what's happening here. Every tick prints the length of the limb. Yeah. Okay, so one limb, this one is 400 and the others are all 0. That makes sense. Now these two are 200 and that's 0. Okay. So this is always a number between 400 and 0. Good to know. Take C divided by 400. Get 1 minus that. I don't want to have to set the morph target every tick. That seems like that's stupidly inefficient. I feel like there's got to be a way to do this not every tick. In fact, this entire random tree is pretty inefficient. By a lot. Because basically I'm telling... Oh, and I cut the drumstick, so I can get rid of that. These have little lightning bolts next to them. It's probably a good sign. Whatever, I'll set it every tick. In some ways it doesn't matter how inefficient you are up to a certain point, because Unreal can't run on a... The editor requires a certain min spec of machine anyway. Alright, that's the opposite of what you should be doing. Should be 1 minus this. Alright, there we go. So now it gets all crumpled up. That's cute. I like that. That would be better. Because, like, conceit is that there's something inside of it pushing it out, but I don't know what accordions are made of. It's kind of like rubber, but it should be able to bounce around a little. And we're gonna have to make it bounce around a little. It's just required. Because it's not an accordion. How are we gonna do that? I know exactly how to do that. G-base scant. To figure out what's going on there later. Oh, that was for... I know what that's for. Fuck. Okay. I'll worry about that later. Okay. What are we gonna do here? So... Okay. So I'm just using this cube to help me skin things really quickly. But if we're gonna add a new joint, alright, I'm gonna skin this bone to these, this to these 3 bones. I'm gonna paint skin weights super fast. Extremity. The base. The halfway point. I'm going to skin, add influence, this new bone. Where was I? Gonna copy my weights over. Oh, what the fuck just happened? Fine. What am I doing? Thanks, May. I appreciate that. Right. Find it again. What else is I gonna do? Oh, yeah. Deform, blend shape. Okay, so you should now have everything. And this jiggles. Heh. Okay, good. This is gonna be good. Okay. And file, save as. Master egg. Okay. Alrighty, what was I doing here? So... Oh, I just don't export them, Tango. I just leave them, I just leave that in the Maya file. I need to clean up that Maya file. It's a wreck right now while I'm kind of like working. I'll clean it up before I check it in. Or I'll check in and then clean it up later if I'm lazy. I don't know. We'll find out. Solo dev, YOLO. Okay, let's see if any of this is working. Re-import the bellows. Oh good, I've lost everything. That's always a good sign. I didn't bother to export it. That would explain it. Okay. So... yeah, alright. So what I want to do... I need somebody to test what's going on, so let's go with like... I need to preview this thing opening and closing, so I'm gonna get the game time. It's when this works, it's my favorite thing to do. Turn it into a sine curve. I don't know, degrees, fuck it. Multiply that by 400. Actually, no, wait, I'm sorry. Add 1, multiply by 200. this works. You play? It's not working. Damn. Just 0.5? Maybe there's no game time in this preview mode? I bet there is. I'm doing something wrong, I bet. Hey Near, what's up? Oh, it's moving very, very slowly. Okay. Guess game times in seconds. How could it be moving that slowly? There we go. Alright. Whatever, that'll test. So. Okay, so now we have some motion on this limb. It's still so slow. Alright. The mesh I want to preview with is not this one. Preview. Is there a way to... They changed all this stuff around. Okay, so now we're previewing the bellows. Please don't show me the joints. They're in my way. Doesn't look right at all, does it? Oh, yeah, it does. Okay. Okay, so now let's take this midpoint bone, which will be... You can see all the stupid experiments I've been doing in the past. Should be at a base, right? Where is it? Extremity halfway point. Okay. So we're gonna take this, multiply it by 0.5. Okay, now we're gonna take... I'm just gonna throw some dynamics on there. Also, I need this to feel more... Whoa, no. Clamp. There you go. Maybe not quite that fast. That's a good simulation of what happens in the game. Okay. Now let's throw in a dynamics node. Should we? I need to to see the settling, so I need a bit more like... That's what I need. Okay. We're gonna throw some dynamics on that midpoint bone. I don't know, just show me something. Why won't you let me mess with you? I'm not allowed to just... Okay, I want it to be like a spring. Looks like a sad accordion thing that's happening here. Is there a simpler way to do this? I think some weird deja vu. Spring controller. Yeah, I think there was actually a simpler way to do this. Whoops. Okay. Let's just throw this on there. Yeah. Okay, so I want it to be a stronger spring. Maybe let's just have it in Z for now. maybe... Let's break this. If this is like... Let's divide this by 100. And then clamp it and set that to the alpha. What that's going to do is it's going to make the spring fade off as it gets close to the body, so it doesn't spring through the body. Let's crank it up a bit more. There you go. Bam. Feels pretty satisfying. Alright, now let's get rid of all this debug stuff we threw in. Oh shit. Is it Z in world space? Yeah, it's Z in world space. Shit. Does it have to be Z in world space? Oh, fuck. I can't change it, huh? Okay, this plan's not gonna work. New plan. What else do I got? It has to be in world space? Let's just... Let's do this again. Okay, so we'll mess with the extremity halfway point. I'm gonna make a linear spring. I think this is in component space at a minimum. Let's see here. Oops. Preview scene. Bellows. I'm glad you guys are liking it. Yeah. This is the fun shit. For sure. Oh wow, that works almost immediately. That's excellent. I think it's probably using exactly the same spring controller under the hood, just a little more sophisticated. Okay, wait, so let me see if this is in... Okay, so this is in component space. So that should work. Not in bone relative space. Oh, that would work too, theoretically. Maybe I should be. Linear spring. Let's have it. I do want it to be able to maneuver in the other directions, just nowhere near as much. Let's see what happens when I do this. I'm gonna encourage it to be a little bit off balanced by actually making it a little bit off balanced. Like, here, show me the... Damn. There's no way to see it, huh? Well, make the box, like, bigger. And, offset it randomly. Like, I don't know. This much. Maybe that'll make it fling around a bit. No. That's another way we can mess with it. We could add wind. I've never really done that. What is that gonna do? Nothing. Well, let's see what we got before I go fussing with it more. And let's get rid of this very aggressive high wind, because I don't know what that'll do. Oh, good lord. Forgot to turn off the debug. Aw, it's not very bouncy at all. Why aren't you working? Hey Puka, welcome to the chat, man. Why aren't you working? Right. You're busted. Let's try putting it into not world space. Let's put in a component space. Nuts. Okay. Oh my god, there's so many. Also, I don't know why it thinks there's 2 pawns loaded. But one of these should be extended right now. Man, none of them? Come on. Throw me a bone. I have no way of debugging this, do I? Let me think. What can I do? I've resorted to changing things at random. You never know. Here's a dumb thought. No, it does work. Alright, Anim dynamics. I know all this. Why would it not work? Anim dynamics node UE4 not working in game. Could be things evaluating in the wrong order. Like sometimes physics is done in the post-proc. No. So it'd kind of be really stupid if it worked here and not in game. The UE4 slackers? No, I've never been on there. I don't usually use Discord very much. Why, though, ask your slackers if they've encountered anim dynamics working in the animation blueprint but not in game? Because that's where I am. It's definitely using this animation tree. Definitely using the same scale mesh. What can I use to visualize? This is a stretch. Debug. It's hard to type around this microphone. Yeah. Oh God, kill me. I'm aware of all this. Well, this is in the preview. Show me. Why would it work in the preview and not in the game? I'll check it out, Kura. Thanks for the tip. I mean, I generally don't leave Discord open when I'm working. If I can help it. There's some weird shit where it just needed me to save. I'm gonna be really sad. No, I'm not, 'cause it'll be working. No, it's still not working. I can dream. Damn it. Oh, wait. Is it possible that the blend shape is blowing away any bone transforms? That wouldn't make sense, would it? Especially if it turns off. That wouldn't make sense at all. Yeah. Performance. We know it's using this animation blueprint because earlier when we had that sine wave on it, it was moving it. So that's not the problem. So what is the problem? What is your deal? At least she looks happy. She could be so much more happy though. She was bouncing. Okay, I've reached a point where I just want to get anything to happen at all. Well, the spring was working. Yeah. Nothing at all, huh? It's like it's ignoring this node. Definitely, like, I'm not crazy. The spring deformer was working, just incorrectly. When this was on it. 100, 100. Translating the Z. Extremity halfway point. Actually, don't hate that. Like if it was way toned down. Maybe we could just say fuck it and use this. It does feel like a bit of a cop-out, though. I'd rather know why this isn't working. Does our game not have gravity? Because I redid the collision and I got rid of... I might have gotten rid of gravity. Yeah, so... Because I didn't want to use any of the existing collision stuff, and I just turned off gravity. What if... Do I still need to do that? Is the player just gonna fall through the world if I don't? I mean, I guess I could just keep gravity. This is gonna introduce some kind of bugs, I'm sure. There'll be repercussions for this that I don't know about. But maybe... I mean, I imagine if you turn off gravity, that would destroy their physics system. Negative 980. Yeah, that probably is correct. Well, does everything magically work if I do this? Is there anywhere else where I set gravity? Like... I feel like I turned that off for a reason, too. Also, that didn't fix my problem. Hey, Sum. Damn it. None of this is changing anything. Oh wait, no. I'm being silly. Because it can't be a problem with gravity. Because I've had other things use atom dynamics just fine. So yeah. We're not gonna mess with that. That's not the problem. Is there a limit to the number of atom dynamics nodes you can use? Like... or a limit to the number of times you can mess with the bone? Let's get rid of absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. Just take the pose, update the extremity, don't even update the midpoint. Nope, still not working. Nothing will make you work. Well, shit. Alright, a Hail Mary. Literally do nothing but make this one bone sag. Nothing else. Just do that. No, not gonna do it. Okay. it's not gonna work. I just want to play it one more time. Damn it. Alright. That's enough. I'll dig into this later. Let's use the spring controller for now. Spring controller. I wish I could have more control here. Alright, I need to tone it down when you're not facing up in World Z. So if I can get the... I guess if I can just get the up vector of the bone. It's the easiest way to do this. Component. Up vector. Okay. Get owning component. Get up vector. Sometimes in life it's just that easy. Set. Get break. Okay. Z times. So it should already be a number between 0 and 1. So let's clamp this to be between 0.2 and 1. And multiply by this. And what this will do is it'll make it so that if the, let me get the absolute value of this. What this will do is if the accordion is facing up or down, we'll use the full force of the spring, and if it's not, then we'll use the, a fifth of the strength of the spring. achieves the effect I want. That's actually not bad. Really can't complain about that. Groovy. Okay, this is a good breaking point. I'm satisfied. I'm pissed, but, you know, I will figure out why that dynamics node didn't work. Not because I need it, but for science at this point. Alright, it's 12:30, so I'm gonna take a break for lunch. And maybe I'll stream more later, but I don't know if I will or not. I will definitely be back on Monday. Thanks everybody for dropping in. I hope you are going to have a wonderful weekend. Alright. Later, guys.